You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Out of the Fog. I'm your host, Laura Beltonba, and on today's episode, I get to chat with Sarah Uzan of Speed Dating NL and the team from Spirit Newfoundland. So sit back, relax, and we'll get right to it. Welcome back, everyone. I'm now joined by Sarah Uzan, who is a podcaster and the host of Speed Dating NL. Sarah, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So I found you scrolling through TikTok one night, and I saw a little clip of your speed dating thing, and I was like, instantly hit in Facebook Messenger. I was like, hi, Sarah.
Yeah.
We need to have a chat. So thank you for first agreeing to random strangers on the internet.
Of course.
But can you give me the backstory to how all this started for you?
Yeah, well, first of all, the TikTok, I noticed a lot of women in particular in St. John's are just kind of sharing more of their life on Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. So I made a TikTok video about how I do speed dating. And so it was just kind of about how the event goes and what I do to prepare. But how it came about, I guess, was from my podcast, which I started almost exactly 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So I started that, and mostly it was to talk about cool people doing cool things in Newfoundland, but it kind of progressed. Every episode I share advice, and obviously talking with people in their 20s and 30s, a lot of what comes up is dating and relationships. And yeah, so it kind of took off from there when I had some friends in other provinces go to speed dating. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just make one event and a few of us can go to it, or a few of you can go to it. I'll just host it and plan it. And once I did, I had a lot of people from other age groups asking to do more events. Okay. So yeah, that's basically how it started.
Okay, so a little idea of like, let's talk about life, and then one thing led to the next. Now you're hosting speed dating in Newfoundland, Labrador. Since you've been doing it, what has been the thing that surprised you the most about it?
I think just how many people are interested, and also how many people are a little bit afraid of it.
Okay.
Which makes sense. If you're not someone who is out at the bars, or you might not be a super social person, and you're not on the dating apps, how are you supposed to meet people?
Don't know.
And that's what a lot of people have said to me. And I think that's why there's interest across all different age groups. I even got requests to do an event out on the West Coast, so okay. I might expand to other cities. But yeah, I guess you think that people would meet more organically, but it's hard to meet people. So a lot of people are pretty interested, and then other people have been asking, how does this work? Are there good people there? Kind of nervous. Yeah. But everyone who does come is always happy at the end that they came.
Okay.
And for the most part, it is just normal, for lack of a better word, working professionals who are just busy.
Okay. So I've seen the TikTok as to how you set up and what an event kind of goes like. So for our viewers who aren't on TikTok and social media is not their game, this might be their first time actually getting to listen to someone talk about what a speed dating experience is like. So let's say someone is watching, they're like, I'm attending the next speed dating NL event. What can they expect from the minute they decide they're going to do this?
Yeah, so I sell the tickets on Eventbrite. So you just go there, you can search Speed Dating NL and you'll find it. It'll say the age group for each event. I do switch up the age group, so I've done 25 to 35, then I've also done 30 to 40, 35 to 45, so I switch it up. I did a 28 to 38 just to kind of expand a little bit. But yeah, once you buy a ticket, you don't have to prepare. You just show up and you get a form. So on the form, you'll write everyone's name, who you talk to. Tables are assigned from the beginning, so you know which table you have to be at every round. And you write clearly yes or no if you want to match with that person. If you do want to match with that person, the next day I'll send out an email to both of you. So if you and I said we wanted to match, we'll both get an email with each other's contact information. That can either be phone or email. And during, you don't even really have to think of conversation starters. I have question cards on each table. So if you're super nervous and you're bad at coming up with a conversation, you can just read off the cards the whole time. And the cards are not just what's your favorite color. It's if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would you do? It's kind of questions that you can tell how someone is with finances, or what's a typical weekend for you? A lot of people say they like hiking, especially on dating apps. You see everyone say,
It's like, oh yes,
I love
I'm
hiking.
An outdoorsy person.
But do you go hiking every weekend?
Absolutely
Probably not. So what's a typical weekend for you is kind of a more in-depth question. Yeah, and so it's quick, it's easy. Each event is usually over within 2 hours.
Okay.
And we draw for gift cards at the locations that I host at, so you have an opportunity to
First date plan.
win that, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And even if you don't have a match, most people do mingle either before or after. I saw 2 women making plans to go out the following weekend. They just met and they were talking about different restaurants and bars they like to go to, and there was a St. Patrick's Day event on. So people are also meeting friends from this, which is, that's probably one of the most surprising things is people are making other connections, not necessarily just romantic connections.
Okay. I really like the fact that you've taken the pressure off, like what is even the conversation that has to be happen. Because a lot of people, when they do have that initial first date, is like, I don't know what to talk to you about. So like, how does that even start? So for you, as you've been doing this, what are you hoping to see come from it? For like either the people that are showing up, the matches that are being made, what is your hope for this?
Yeah, I think just to do bigger scale events, most places the capacity is 30. We usually have between 10 and 20 people at each one, or 10 and 30 people at each one. So yeah, I would just like it to be more normalized and for people not to be afraid of it, and just for more people to be aware that it's happening. If you find yourself single or you've been single for a long time, it's something that you can go and do, and it doesn't have to be scary. And yeah, so I just hope that it can be more normalized.
Okay. And so as people have like come to these events, has anyone reached back out to you to be like, this has been like my best thing, I've met my future husband? Any of that happened for you?
I do know of a few people who have gone on more dates from it. At most events, normally half the people will get at least one match. I haven't heard, I always tell people to let me know of their success stories, but it is fairly new. I only started this back in January, so I do know of a couple people who are still dating. And I've heard of people message me saying, I'm getting my dad to come to this, I'm getting my friend to come to this. So word of mouth has really been helpful.
Okay, so are you finding that a lot of the people who are coming are either in their 20s and early 30s, or are you finding you have a lot more older people who are more interested in this?
Yeah, I find between 20 and 40, they kind of see it on Instagram and Facebook. It's the older people who aren't aware of it, but once they are aware of it, they're very interested. I have had so many women above like 40, 45 reach out and ask for more information, and they're very interested. And most events, the women sell out the tickets first. So there are women interested who want to go there, and they just want men who are willing to go there to meet them. And men are interested too, but they tend to buy tickets a bit more last minute, and they're a little more shy about it, which is fine.
Okay, so if you could send a message out to the men who are watching in Out of the Fog Land to let them know, what would you like to let them know so that they can be a little bit less afraid?
Yeah, it's not scary. Like I said, there is question cards. You can bring a friend so that you're not showing up alone. If you have another single buddy, 2 of you can come, and that's what people have been doing. Come for a drink before, and just don't be so afraid of it, and know that there are a lot of women who want to meet you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And so for the women out there, if you want to give them a vote of confidence as they walk into the space, because sometimes people are afraid to meet new men, they have fears about all that. What would you like them to know about this? Yeah,
same thing. But also, like I said, you can make other connections, and you can meet friends from it. And even if you don't make a romantic connection, you are still putting yourself out there. It's still good practice for dating. I think it builds self-confidence the more you do it. And even if you have a bad time, at the very least, you have a good story.
For the next day.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go back to your podcast for a minute. What started the podcast that launched Speed Dating NL?
Yeah, so my best friend and I started a blog just to, I guess, write about the lessons that we were learning. We were about 24, 25 at the time. And eventually, it just turned into my friends saying that I had a good radio voice or that I should turn it into a podcast, so that's what I did. And each episode is talking mostly to people that I know, definitely in the beginning, just about their experiences, their jobs, what it's like to move away, what it's like to date away, different things like that. And like I said, we talk about relationships a lot, and so that's kind of how speed dating stemmed. Once I had friends enjoy speed dating in other places, I thought that was a cool thing to do, and it's not something that happens here. I couldn't find any other events that are typical speed dating like you would see in movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the podcasting career that you've had, what was one lesson, because you usually say you give out advice at the end of each.
Yes.
What if someone asked you the top 5 things that you have learned from other people during these, or things that you wish people knew going into life, what would they be?
Yeah. I think not to be afraid to put yourself out there. Even doing the podcast was kind of nerve-wracking, and putting yourself out there in any way, whether it's doing a podcast or speed dating, whatever, is a little bit nerve-wracking. But I've met so many people from it that it's been worth it. It's been so nice to make connections, and obviously I love making connections and helping other people make connections. So I think that's like the biggest lesson and the thing I'm most happy about.
Okay.
But other pieces of advice, people are just really, I think, gracious with themselves. I probably can't think of 5 exact things, but for the most part, it all centers around putting yourself out there and trying to not care about what other people think and just being your authentic self.
Okay. So where can people find you? Podcast and speed dating. What are the social media links we're looking for?
Yeah, so speed dating is at Speed Dating NL on Facebook and Instagram. And the podcast is at Newfound Happy Hour on Instagram and Facebook. And you can find it anywhere that podcasts are available. So,
Well, Sarah, it's been a blast. I know that I'm going to be texting all my friends who are single and looking, telling them to check out the next Speed Dating. But, and maybe even their parents if they're single and looking as well.
Yes.
So that there's a wide range of people there.
Yep,
but I want to thank you for taking the time and answering random people who message you on Facebook.
Thanks so much. I hope they do. I hope that people get a lot more comfortable with it. And if it becomes, like, I'm doing a few events every month, so hopefully it'll become such a normal thing that people know that it's available to them should they find themselves ready.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate you. And we'll be right back, everyone.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome back, everyone. We are now shifting gears. I'm now joined by Dan Lasby and Keith Power from Spirit of Newfoundland. Folks, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us here. We love it.
I'm so excited to have you because, one, congratulations on your new role as General Manager.
Thank you so much.
But for a lot of our guests, they have kind of know what Spirit of Newfoundland is, but this might be the first time that I get to formally introduce you folks to them.
Sure.
So can you let us know a little bit about who you are and like what new exciting things are coming down the line this summer?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a local dinner and a show company. We've been around for 28 years. We're going into our 29th year at the end of this year. And counting. And we've done lots of shows over the years, most of which we've written ourselves, some of which we've just tailored to our specific experience. This summer we have Shift Happens coming up. That's our newest show, which is opening at the end of the month. It opens on May 30th, which Keith is
Oh my God, that show, it's all about your memories as a child or growing up with a family, and the memories specifically that you have of your car. Road trips and, driving school, getting your license, and singing in the car.
Okay.
Great soundtrack.
It's a great It's like a whole road trip summer playlist. A lot from the 70s, and then you're working your way up through current time, and it's going to be so much fun.
Okay.
Myself, as Dan mentioned, Dana Parsons,
All right.
who is a Spirit staple, Amy Wilson, who's relatively new to our company, and John Williams.
Okay.
And they're-
So stellar cast.
yeah.
All right.
Well, three of
Well,
them
you're
are good,
in it,
and
so
I got
like
you,
we
I got
know.
Thank you. You can say it.
Stellar cast. With Keith is, one of their great members. Also, I'm a little envious that I'm not in this one, but
Okay.
I am also not because the talent level is so high. I would feel like I'd have to work too hard to keep up.
Now, Dan, as modest as that was, he did partake in the writing process.
Okay.
So him, myself, Peter Halley, of course, the co-owner and artistic director, and Patrina Bromley helped write it as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So I know there's some cool things that do go down at the Spirit of Newfoundland.
Lots.
Some of them, what's the term? Screech?
Yes, so we do a screech-in, which we're going to start back up. We do it for sure through all the summer, every day at 3 o'clock. It starts back up mid to late June this year. You can book it online. You can also always book it just through the course of the year. We never really stop, but we do the daily screech-in starting in June. We have a kids version, so you can bring the
that's
whole
where
family.
the excitement was coming.
Yeah, which is very exciting, and you get the full meal deal. You get a little bit of history about the province and about how screech-ins happened. You get the screech, which is sometimes everybody's favorite part, sometimes their least favorite part. Puffin or cod?
Oh, we kiss a fish.
We kiss a
Okay.
fish.
Oh yeah, we got two. We got Rodney
Oh,
and Roseanne.
okay.
Roseanne.
We'll stick with
Yeah.
Roseanne. All
And
right.
they were caught fresh
Oh,
7 years ago. No, we replenish.
okay.
I think
All
we're on
right.
like Rodney number 17 now.
Okay.
Rodney Jr., Junior.
And Rodney the 17th.
Yeah,
asterisk.
but it's always fun, and the family aspect, is very. You can't get a family screech-in very many places.
See, as a come from away who has now made Newfoundland and her Labrador her home, I think my favorite part of the screeching is the long may your big jib drop.
You got that?
Yes.
Come on.
Well done.
That is like my favorite aspect of it, and watching non-Newfoundlanders stumble like I just did ever so cleverly.
And now you can be like, I can do it better than
That's
that.
like,
it.
I
You
got
earned your
this.
certificate.
I have. So what are some of the stories you have?
Keith, you've done a lot of screech-ins.
Stories from screech-ins? Yeah. Well, other than our 3 p.m. daily ones during the summer, which are, sometimes they're like 1 or 2 people, sometimes it's 10, 12, 30. They're always so fun. But we also do a lot of conferences come to St. John's. We're blessed to have a lot of conferences and tourism here. So we are contracted to perform for them, and oftentimes we will do screech-ins as well.
Okay.
For up to like 200,
Oh, my
250
sweet mercy.
people at one time.
Oh, God.
And those are exhilarating and hilarious and fun. And I'm like, I'm going to make you all honorary Newfoundlanders in 20 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they get in the line, they kiss the fish, they drink the screech, everything.
And they stop.
I'm always
Yeah.
impressed. I feel like it's like herding cats, but somehow you
God.
manage to keep them all
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
in tune.
So I know we have the 2 productions coming up this summer.
Yes.
But you have others that keep running throughout the year.
100%.
So what is our steady lineup?
So we're still running ABBA through the summer, although it will take a pause because Peter and Shelley, who are both with the company, are doing Come From Away out again with the summer. We have the showcase that we do for conferences.
Yeah,
through the
our
course.
showcase is always on the go with myself, Dana, Jeff Sims, and Karen Oftel.
Okay.
Nashville Nights is still playing through the summer.
Okay.
We have one this Saturday with Carla Pilgrim and with Jackie Sullivan and with yourself.
Yep. And Spirit Newfoundland Band, of course.
Okay.
Spirit Newfoundland Band always almost the draw unto itself.
And then the other one we opened last summer is called Lovers, Lies, and Liquor.
Okay, now you got to tell me what that's
Yeah,
about.
so that one, it is actually, it's been 100 years, well, last year it was 100 years, it's 101 now, since Prohibition in Newfoundland and Labrador ended.
Okay.
So we wanted to do a show commemorating all the history of that. So it's all about, we take it right back to the 1920s where alcohol was illegal and people were smuggling it or drinking, shampoo that had little drops of alcohol in it.
Oh, good gracious.
I know. But Newfoundlanders always find a way through with humor and whatever. So we find the funny and all that, and it's just a good time. Dan's in that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite stat from that show is how many prescriptions that they put out for people to try to get a backdoor for alcohol.
Yeah, so alcohol could be prescribed by doctors for like certain ailments. And I think it took, in 6 months, there was how many?
1,300.
No, 8,000.
8,329 prescriptions. That's right.
Sweet merciful.
Yeah.
No. Someone was a very busy.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
Okay.
I got a cramp thinking about it.
Just all the right. Okay, and those are the days of like old school
yeah.
hand. Oh, sweet mercy.
Yeah.
And so there was another show you mentioned. So that explains liquor, love, and lies, or
Almost.
Okay.
But you're good. Lovers, Lies, and Liquor.
lovers, lies, and liquors. And then there was another show that you were talking about. What is Nashville Nights about?
Nashville Nights is, I play a bus driver.
Okay.
And we just basically get everyone on the bus and take them to all the venues in Nashville because it's so rich with venues and stages. And we go to all of them, talk about the history of it, who performed there, and of course sing songs by all the country greats.
Okay. So now here's the hard pressing question for both of you. What's your favorite show to watch and favorite one to be in?
Ooh, that's
I have to do one hard hitting question.
That's horrible.
I mean, I love being in Prohibition. Guan is also a good time, but I like really love the whole feel of the cast in Prohibition. Maybe the Christmas show 2 years ago was my favorite one altogether to be in.
Okay.
Elf on the Shed?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was a German elf at one point in that, which was great.
We're gonna have to. You gotta show me the accent after.
Oh yeah. After.
Okay.
And I won't answer.
You,
Yes, there's so
you
many.
can. You pick
There's so
one.
many roles.
This
I
is.
mean, if I'm thinking back to like how much fun I had, Prohibition's up there these days. You know, there's positives in everything. I loved the Christmas pageant when we were doing the Best Little Newfoundland Christmas pageant. Okay, but that was fun.
Okay. See, you could pick. It wasn't that bad.
Well, I may have lied, but that's okay. too.
But then you're in the other show, so that works. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so if people are.
I should ask you what's your favorite show that you've ever seen.
Oh, okay. So I haven't been able to because I have a child, and now I have to go see.
Yeah, now you do.
So, like, we're going to be honest. I'm going to be very busy this summer between Nashville Nights,
Exactly.
Lovers, Lies, and Liquor, the Prohibition episode,
Yeah.
and then now I have to take my child to get screeched in, even though he's a Newfoundlander through and through. So
There you
we're
go.
going to figure this out. It's gonna
And
be
you
a
have
busy
to book
summer.
your tickets to the Christmas show now because they won't be available by then.
That's a good point.
I can book tickets now?
Listen, our Christmas season, we're so blessed to have these families and companies and friends come back year after year to see us. It's so much so that they book up our nights. So we're like, we're trying to get these people in and we're squeezing. You can go in right now and book your tickets for
I'm
the
not
Christmas
one
show.
to wish time away, especially because I love Newfoundland summers when we do get summer. So I guess now I'm thinking about Christmas, so thank you.
Well, then you just book it and then you forget about it and then it's like a happy surprise later.
So maybe I can
This
do
is
my
true.
Christmas shopping early with this. Buy presents for people to the show. You know what? You're knocking off my list. Santa, I'm on the good list thanks to them.
Dinner and a show.
have-
They get to eat. They
We
get
have
to
gift
laugh.
cards and we sell screech cakes.
That's
Okay, so
also
this
true.
is dinner,
Yeah.
dessert, and a show.
We got
We're
you- we
good
got
to
you
go.
covered.
You're
Thank
good.
you, friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so for people who are interested, where do we find out information about your lineup, about the schedules, about the show, so we can plan our summer appropriately?
So you can always go to spiritofnewfoundland.com, which all of our shows are on our May calendar there, everything that's listed. The show that we haven't announced for the summer yet will be announced on there shortly as well.
So you're keeping secrets?
We have one.
We are keeping
I
a
thought
secret.
we were friends. Okay.
We are.
No.
Okay.
That's up.
Yes, we are. But
Tell
I
you
said
off
no. We are friends, but we are keeping a secret from you.
Fine. I guess I have to stalk your socials now. It's fine.
Yeah, and you can follow us at Spirit of NL on Instagram. You can also follow us at Spirit of Newfoundland Productions on Facebook. We have a new marketing person, Melanie Bryan, who's helping us fill all that out so you can get the most up-to-the-minute facts on that.
We can't see her right now, but we can see her. So
We feel her on the inside, yeah.
we feel her and we love her. Okay, so That's where we find you.
That's where you go.
We can pre-book Christmas things now.
Yes.
Okay, and we have the lineup of everything.
Yeah.
And now Screeching In is now a family-friendly event.
That's true. And you can always call with any questions that you have at 709-579-3023, which comes right to our office.
Okay. And so if anyone needs any more of a reason and a poll to already put you into their summer calendar, this is your time. Make eye contact. Stare down the camera. What do we want them to know?
We want them to know Shift Happens, our newest show with our friend Keith and other incredible stars, starts May the 30th. Book now, it's going to be sold out shortly. We have another show that we're launching later on in July, which I can't tell you about because it's a mystery, but you can see it as soon as it comes up on our socials and on our website.
Not only is it a mystery, it's a mystery.
Ooh.
There's a hint in there.
Okay. Now I'm thinking like Scooby-Doo in the mystery bus. Maybe. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Not a problem. And book your Christmas seats now because they won't be there come September. Also at spiritnewfoundland.com.
I want to thank you folks for joining me. This has been a fantastic chat. And now we're going to go practice our German elf on the shed.
Yeah.
All right,
Can't
folks.
wait.
We'll see you in shortly. I want to give a very special thank you to Sarah, Dan, and Keith for joining me. Sarah, thank you so much for creating an opportunity for singles to meet. And once they've met, make sure to check out Spirit of Newfoundland for your next dinner and show date. I want to give you a great thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to catch all of you next time.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, and that's not my man, of who I am now. I love life, who I am.
This year, two groups